What's the crack? Is alright? So all having a good night? Yeah! I'm having a good night myself. Had a really weird morning though. I spent the morning playing charades with a bunch of junkies. You know, it was really weird because everything said was just 2 syllables. The junkies, the junkies. Great at keeping the weight down, the junkies, aren't they? Yeah. Great at keeping the weight down. The starting diet is called the fornication diet. And basically every time you feel hungry, you just have sex. And since the start of Colin Stone, I'm so horny and bloated. Thanks. I recently broke up with my girlfriend. Thanks. She said I was immature, which is ridiculous. I'm 28 and a half. Ridiculous. It's actually quite ridiculous. I'm actually 29 and a half, but lying about your age is quite mature, so fucking show that bitch. No, my last relationship ended in disaster. That's what I get for going to suicide bomber. She was a bitch when we broke up. Dynamite in the sack. All my mates thought she was the bomb. But, good times, yeah. They say that dolphins are the only mammals or the humans that enjoy sex. What they don't say is that they only enjoy sex with other dolphins. I fucked a dolphin, basically. That's the premise of the joke. Yeah, brilliant. Jokes are funny when you explain them, like. And that joke is what's known in the industry as a pullback reveal. That's the style of joke that is. I find it really weird when Jewish comedians do pullback reveal. Circumcision joke for the ladies. Oh yeah. Having it large. I'm only doing that joke to impress a really hot Muslim girl I fancy. But good times. A lot of you are giving me really fucking weird looks. My name is actually Barry Mack. I've got quite a large underground following. Moles. They dig me. I have way worse jokes than that, people relax. I don't know if you know about me, but I can actually read. Yeah, I can read. Books and everything instead. Got this great book on Feng Shui. It's brilliant. I can't put it down unless I open a window and light a candle. Bought a book on origami. It's so good it's now a cat. And I find the internet really good for ordering books. I ordered a book on tantric sex. Took fucking ages to come. There the other day, you know, for the laugh, I ordered 2 books on karma, one for me, and one for my brother, like, and I got mine today, but he hasn't got it yet, but he will. Believe me, he will. Some of you didn't get that joke, but you will. Believe me, you will. Good times. I hate when people ask those questions like, if you only 24 hours to live, what would you do? Especially when it's your doctor. You can say that later, actually, when I'm having sex with you. And, do it again, what? Yeah. What was that? That was the anal sex message, you'll find out. But, good times. You like, I was watching this show about Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin apparently was some father of kids, was like 84. Some father of kids was 84. Just goes to show it's true to say it's always the quiet ones. I love that show Roadrunner, you know, like, it was so self-obsessed though, everything was just me. Apparently, if you have a stroke, one of the things that happens afterwards is you can no longer raise your arms above your shoulders, which explains why you don't see many stroke victims at hip-hop concerts. Put your hands in the air! Oh, never mind. And I love a bit of hip-hop, like, they're like Kanye West, like, the YMCA and she are gold diggers, but there have been reports of returning from the gold mine late at night carrying picks, shovels, lanterns, small amounts of dynamite. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, I'm merely implying it for legal reasons. And good times. I think it would be really cool if hip-hop acts, instead of working really hard to get out of the ghetto, work really hard to get out of the ghetto. Just there cooking cream and jam going, that's how a Swiss roll, motherfucker! Thanks. Keep clapping, I'm going to drink. Cheers. Yeah, like, I'm from the country, and, you know, like, just having a rough spot when I was growing up, like, the sort of place that you left your house in the morning, You didn't know if you're coming back in the evening, because sometimes you know with grannies, it was crazy, like. My dad, like, is fucking mental. He's always coming out with this mad shit. He says stuff like, a man cannot enter the same river twice. It is not the same river, nor is he the same man. I said, Dad, if you don't bring me fishing, just say it, like, fuck's sake. We like this every week. And he goes out stuff like, misery loves company. I said, that's not a very nice thing to call granny. But he's cool though, you know, he says stuff like, son, follow your dreams, follow your dreams. Trouble is, I dream about beautiful women. Do you ever know you're following someone, right? Do you ever know you're following someone, and you're really, really careful, and you're really, really quiet, they don't notice that it's too late. I don't know, I love women. I love women, women are deadly. I love women. I don't always understand women unless I rip the tape off their mouth first. But you know, like, as you get a bit older, there comes to the point in a man's life when you feel as if you're turning into your dad. Like there is, in any man's life, at one point in your life, you think you're turning to your dad. And the time when I felt as if this is the time I'm turning to my dad, was the first time my mom refused to have sex with me. I'm only messing, fuck off, I'm only messing, fucking relax, it's all a bit of crap, I'm only messing. She loves the Barry cock. What's my number? What's her number? You wouldn't be fit for her, she's dirty, man. I know, I can see you, but it's not that dark, you can't hide, but fuck. Good times. My mom's fucking mental, she always comes out with stuff like, I don't know if you know what to look at me, but like, you're all up and down thinking, I bet you this guy likes white chocolate. Yeah. You're damn right, I fucking love white chocolate. I just know I love white chocolate, it's mad, like I love it. And I've got a big bar at home in the hotel, it's crazy. We're just going to have some kind of all-night crazy white chocolate party. But my mum used to say, that's true, it's not even funny, it's just true. But, maybe it is funny because it's true. But, my mum used to say, don't eat so much chocolate, you ruin your dinner. I said, no mother, you ruin my dinner. Because she's a bad cook, that's why I said it. See, I explained it was better. And then she got something wrong, I'm like, there's plenty of starving kids in Africa. Go, damn it, mother, we're talking about your lack of current privacy here, not world affairs. Stick to the subject. Honestly, I go off on mad tangents. So Bono, yeah, Bono. Do you ever notice, if you got the Bono and you ask for his autograph and he smiles and obliges and you use that opportunity to see this iPod run off, he goes fucking mental. Do you ever notice that? No, just me. You know, Bono, you see him out of those hot countries with all the starving kids, you know, like the sun's beating down, the sweat dripping off them with the swollen bellies. I think they said, Jesus, I'd love a holiday. I don't go on holiday that much myself, but I'm so good at using Photoshop, you'd think I did. Last year, I couldn't actually afford a holiday, so I went to Rwanda for 5 weeks and built houses for the poor. But when we had them finished, it turns out they couldn't fucking afford them. What a waste of fucking time that was. Speaking of Jesus, which I wasn't, but I am now. Jesus dies, you know, comes back a few days later. Only a few close friends and family see him and go, it's a miracle. I call that life insurance fraud. You know, he hung around with prostitutes and he was thinking of their cause when I did him a big pervert. Like, you know, you can't be a good prostitute unless you pay extra. But, you know, he wrecked the temple, cast out the merchants, and he's righteous and just when I do an anti-Semitic bastard. You know, Jesus, like, you know, he said, suffer little children to come on to me. Better stop before somebody takes that the wrong way. Speak take the wrong way in the way. Gay guys, I hate when gay guys feel up hot girls and go, oh, it's okay, I'm gay. That makes no sense whatsoever. Makes me want to go over, ride him up the arse and go, it's okay, I'm straight. Does that make me sound gay? Does that make me sound gay? Yes. Yeah, cool. Now we can put some hot women, deadly. Speaking of hot women, like, this really hot girl came up to me one day and she goes, all men, regardless of their economic status, their background, their race, their religion, all men objectify women. I says, whoa, it speaks. I'm not having a lot of luck in the bedroom lately. There's a roulette wheel next to my wardrobe. I've already lost my shirt. But I used to be mad into gambling. Like, I'd gamble on fucking anything. I used to gamble on rock, paper, scissors. I used to lose money hand over fist. I'm one of those kind of people who takes things for granted. That's something that's never going to change. But there's something I hate about hot surfaces. I can't quite put my finger on it. But apparently, like, they say that after a while, like, all pet owners, after a while, like a dog starts looking like its owner. If that's true, then I would fuck Cheryl Cole's dog. You know when you go to the shop to buy something, and you end up buying something you didn't intend on buying? Like, the other day I went to the shop just to buy milk, bought a load of women's deodorant as well, but the impulse buy. That joke went okay. I thought it would do a bit better. I thought it was a short thing. Do you like the links? I'm having a pretty good time, fuck it. And I think what I'm most happy about though is my favourite show, The Orange County. The writers of that have a new show coming out now. It's a bunch of 20-somethings also from obsessive compulsive disorder. We're going to call it the OCD. And they're going to use the same theme tune. It's going to be like do 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 do. Thanks. I'm going to have to finish up now, but leave us on this, right? What? I go on. Okay, I'll do 2 jokes then. 2, 1, which? 3. Okay, I'll do 3. Fuck it, right. So blowjobs, yeah, blowjobs. Do you ever wonder if a pre-op transsexual has one last blowjob just for old time's sake? Yeah, second one. It's grand. You can count me down, yeah. Hold, and do you know that, like, I expect to get sex tonight, like, I'm just putting it out there. But, you know, apparently guys, you know this, guys, if you know that if the person's giving you a blowjob, blows instead of sucks can cause an air bubble, that if it gets to your heart or your brain can actually kill you. So guys, you can actually die as a result of a blowjob. And I know you're saying, fuck it, let me out, I'll take the chance, you're a bit desperate, that's grand. But seriously, right, you can actually die as a result of a blowjob. It just goes to show that there's a really thin line between a really sloppy prostitute and a really professional contract killer. Listen, I'm going to have to finish up now, but leave you on this, right? I'm going to, no, that was second, this is the third one. I have to go, like, Conor McDonald's coming on, he's fucking brilliant, you're going to fucking love him, it's going to be a great night. You've been a really lovely audience, I really appreciate it, and I'm just going to finish up on this, and thank you very much, right? So I'm going to finish up on this. I was going with this girl, and she was, you know, she was a bit of a freak, you know. She liked me to dress up as a burglar, break into her house, tie her up, and make love to her, which is cool and all, but I wish she told me she moved. That Chinese boy got freaked out.